everyone, Joshua Hanlon here, and today I'm at the Museum of Science and Industry in Chicago to take you through my top 5 favorite exhibits and Nathan Sawaya's Art of the Brick. Number 5 on my list is some of Nathan's depictions of famous artworks. There are a number of these on display here, and they all look incredible. But one that stands out to me that I really enjoy is his depiction of Vermeer's Girl with a Pearl Earring. This piece really stands out when you first walk into the gallery because of the all black background, and then the blues and kind of tans and brown colors really make it pop, and it's kind of a 3D effect because it's one stud sticking out for the whole image as well. I also love how the earring itself is depicted with this kind of trans-clear dome piece as well, so that again adds to that 3D effect and makes it stand out when you walk into the gallery. We have, of course, as well, the Mona Lisa, and then Starry Night, which recently got an official Lego set as well. So there is a number of really incredible depictions of famous art pieces that you can see in this gallery. We've come now to the sculpture garden for number 4 on my list, which are actually 2 different Egyptian-themed builds, starting here with the Great Sphinx of Giza. We were just in Egypt a couple of months ago and saw the Sphinx in person. It is a massive sculpture, very impressive, out in the desert next to the Great Pyramids. And Nathan has captured the shape of this really nicely. You can see it's even kind of missing the nose a little bit, just like in real life. And obviously lots of tan out there with the sandy desert. To the right of that is the famous bust of Nefertiti. Now, while the real bust is on display in Berlin, you can come to Chicago to the museum and see the Lego version in person right here. He captured the colors really nicely and some really difficult shaping in this build as well that he was able to capture with the blue bricks, and then getting a lot of the ornamental kind of reds and tans in there as well. So very famous landmarks among lots of other famous classical landmarks in the sculpture garden. Coming in at number 3 is a collection of some of the fantastic animals on display here in the exhibit. So there's this humpback whale, a tiger, a fantastic orca whale, and then some safari type animals with the elephants, a very tall giraffe, and a cheetah down here with over 14,000 pieces in it. So all of these are beautifully sculpted and capture the look of each of these animals really, really nicely here. And I think it's something that a lot of people, especially kids, will recognize instantly, and helps kind of bring to life not only the animals themselves, but also the possibility of what you can do with Lego bricks in all of these incredible sculptures. In addition to the animal sculptures themselves, Nathan has these fantastic photo displays to help raise awareness of some of the endangered species out there in the world, and so it really helps add some kind of context into what these animals would look like in the wild. Here you see the giraffe models kind of eating from a tree. Over here you've got the orca in the water with some other fish. And so not only do you have kind of the beautifully done Lego models, but you also see them in more of their natural context as well. Number 2 on my list comes from the In Pieces section here in the exhibit. This is the red dress with 62,750 pieces in it. What I love about this is the sense of motion and movement that Nathan captured with this build. One of the hardest things with rigid square and rectangle Lego bricks is creating that sense of motion, but he's got these great wavy patterns in here. And then as the build continues, he's got pieces of string holding up all of the individual bricks. And some of these are as small as 1x1 little plates. You've got 1x6 bricks, and of course the classic 2x4 red bricks in there as well. So the idea is almost that the wind is kind of blowing this dress and pieces are blowing off behind it. Something cool in this whole exhibit is that these Lego builds were actually incorporated into postcard kind of style photos as well. So you can see the red dress is being worn over here in front of this kind of theater type building. And that's how each of these builds work in this area, where they were not only fantastic Lego builds, but were also incorporated into these really fantastic photos as well. Number 1 on my list of the most impressive sculptures is this massive dinosaur skeleton. So this build is 20 feet long and has over 80,000 pieces in it. You can see the tail sticks way up there. And then you come up to kind of the rib area and the wonderfully sculpted head as well. So this obviously Dinosaur Skeleton's very iconic museum displays throughout the world. He captured a lot of the details really nicely and a lot of the tough sculpting here with the Lego bricks. I like how this is displayed here in kind of like a forest jungle type of feel as well. And I think this really appeals to kids too. So a lot of kids coming through the museum will really appreciate the large dinosaur skeleton. And it's certainly one of the most impressive pieces on display here. Thanks so much for watching. Definitely make sure to visit the Museum of Science and Industry and check out Nathan Sawaya's incredible Art of the Brick displays. We'll have a link in the description below where you can find all the information on hours of operation and how to come visit during your trip to Chicago.